Hello my sweeties and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be talking about HellFest. Let's get into it. Where do I even begin with this? Okay. HellFest follows a mass serial killer that basically turns a horror-themed amusement park into his own playground, and all the patrons think that everything he's doing is a part of the show, while it indeed is not. Shocking, I know. I recently did a video, which if you haven't checked it out, please do. I did a video called 10 best movies that take place on Halloween. And I was actually told from a subscriber that I should have included HellFest in the list. But I hadn't seen this movie, so I was like, okay, well, let me check it out. And if I think it's like worthy to be on my list, I'll add it. So I watched this movie like a couple nights ago, and I don't want to sound completely rude. I went into this open-minded. I really wanted to like it. I knew from like looking at the trailer that it would be like a teen horror movie, and that's fine, you guys. Like, I actually, if those are done well, I really enjoy them. But this, basically, first this movie starts off as the typical teeny boppy driven horror film, right? And it's fine. It's like cool at first. You're like, okay. As much as I wanted to like this movie in the beginning, this movie completely misses the mark, like in every regard. Like, it's not fun. The movie, it gets right to the point. I will give it that, thank God, because if it didn't get to the point right away, I think I would have fell asleep. The minute we get to the amusement park, we see the killer. You know some shit is gonna go down because he gets there. We don't see his face. We just see like a hood. We see his mask. And then he steals like a knife from one of the vendors. And you're like, cool. Somehow I think they tried to make that intense, but oh my God, one thing I really want to talk about. This review is going to be kind of all over the place just because, you guys, when I don't like a movie,
what keeps you alive? What keeps you alive? What keeps you alive?
It's really hard for me to remember. I, of course, did take some notes, so thank God. But usually when I don't like a movie, I do my best to try to forget about it. And like with this one, I definitely tried to forget about it. I do want to talk about the characters really quick. Natalie, who's played by Amy Forsyth, I believe that's how you say her name. I like her. I mean, I like Amy Forsyth. I've seen her before. I really hope that's how you say her name. I've seen her before in things. She's in We Summon the Darkness, which I recommended actually in a video. She did fine. Her character actually wasn't really too annoying. The most annoying character that's like not annoying even in a good way, that's just like obnoxious and just like, I needed her to just go. I think her character name was Taylor. Basically, she's the one that's like really edgy, and she has like the pink highlights, and like she keeps laughing, and just like she thinks everything is super cool and edgy. Yeah, she had to go. I don't want to see this. Like, I understand that these kinds of movies will be tropey and have cheesy moments, but like, do it well and do it so that we actually give a shit about the characters. I'm really not asking for much here, you guys. One thing that was really, really annoying too was the fact that, and also, if you know what, if you guys haven't seen this movie, disclaimer, maybe you should leave now because I am gonna talk about some spoilers. So within maybe 45 minutes to the movie, I want to say 30 or 45 minutes, honestly, really quickly into the movie, they kill off Natalie's boyfriend right away, which they just got together, they just like kissed, they just found out they like each other. And I feel like they could have done something really interesting with that whole situation. And instead they just decided they're gonna kill him off like in private with like nobody there, and like none of the friends know. And I apparently read that this was to throw us off track with what the killer is gonna do next. And honestly, this is just poor storytelling because it really didn't do that. It kind of just ruined the whole movie for me. They could have done something that would have been effective just because we know how much Natalie cares about him. And since Natalie is really the main target, if you're trying to get to the victim emotionally and even physically, wouldn't you have like killed her boyfriend like in front of her, or did something super shocking so that she would have been scared for her fucking life, and then she would have had more of a reason to like kick your ass? No, you decided to not do that, which, cool. I guess you guys really don't know what a final girl is all about. Honestly, no hate to anybody who enjoyed this. Again, this is just my opinion. I can understand if somebody did enjoy this and thought it was just light and fun and they had no problem with it. Totally fine. I am just somebody that I'm kind of over this. I have already seen some that are so good. So I know that this movie had way more potential and could have been way more interesting and more fun than it was. Unfortunately, it was just obnoxious on how bad it was, basically. I don't even know what to say, really. It was just super lackluster. Like, movies like Haunt and even a movie like Hell House LLC, like, those movies are about haunted houses and whatever, and they do it well. Like, there is cheesiness in it, and there are tropes, and there are stereotypes and all that. And there are definitely things we have seen. But the thing is that these movies, they do it well so that everything is intense. And you know what? For a second, you are scared. And maybe like after you turn off the lights to go to bed, you're kind of like, and that's what I want. And this movie didn't give me that. So the performances, I mean, good enough, fine for me. I like the idea that they had for this movie. Like, you know, people think that this crazy dude is a part of the show and that's all like a part of the haunt and supposed to make you feel scared, whatever. I thought this would be a really fun Halloween movie, and because it's Spooktober, I was so excited when I was recommended this film because I was like, yay, okay. I had like my little pumpkin spiced latte. I was cuddled up. I thought it was going to be a good time, but unfortunately I was disappointed. Of course, I do want to talk about Tony Todd really quick. He is in this movie, and when I saw his name, I was so excited. I thought that was going to be promising. But honestly, I don't understand how this movie just decided they're going to, like, do him so dirty. I have never seen this. Like, this is just... He is an horror icon. Like, he's Candyman. I mean, he was in Final Destination. Like, he is such an icon, and they did him dirty. And I mean, the character, just like, wow, like, you're just gonna use Tony Todd's talent for that, like, for narration, and like, really? Why? I feel like it would have been so cool if he was the killer. I would have probably liked this movie a lot more, but whatever. Some things that I liked, that's like hard to say. I liked that they shot this movie at an actual Six Flags. I thought that was good. It really brought the ambiance, and it looks very real. It looked cool. It certainly looks very high budget. I enjoyed that. Gosh, I didn't really like much, so I did like towards the end when Natalie, like, she somehow sneaks into that one room and then she, like, decks his ass, like, out of nowhere, and he doesn't see it coming. I thought that was cool. I thought that was a really good final girl moment. But, again, nothing really comes of this, so... Basically, I think this movie was messy. It could have been done better. I think the storytelling was boring. I think it didn't really have really interesting shots. And of course, none of these movies need to be shot like a Stanley Kubrick movie or anything. A lot of the time, I didn't even know where we were in this movie. I don't know. I think this movie was a mess. I can understand why it didn't do well when it came out. And it's definitely not a movie I would add to my top 10 best movies that take place on Halloween. My Lev rating for HellFest is going to be 2 Lebs out of 5. I am so sorry. This just wasn't for me. Anyway, that's it, you guys. That's it for today's video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.